I'll jam on it all night. Okay, well, this is Adrienne Obi, Capricorntigress of Astrology. Look inside. And you know what I am going to do, because I have not, like I often do, I forgot to, or have yet to pull up where the planets are. So we're going to play my actual, first of all, let me go up, jam on it, and then we're going to put on my my theme song while I pull up the astrology website. Give me a second. I actually worked up a sweat, man. That was my jam. I love it. I know exactly what's going on too. Hey. 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 Okay, you guys, well, this is Adrienne, and I had an extra party tonight before we got started, and I'm patting off the sweat as I sit here. And I must say, I am sweating like Whitney Houston at the end of her concert this week. I have been eating protein bars and not actually eating a lot of food, and I'm just looking at where the planets are. So we're going to talk about that and the energy, because I wonder how many other people are feeling this energy. There might not even be people to watch what I'm doing because they're out doing stuff because there's so much energy. Okay, so the sun is at 19 degrees of Aquarius. 19 degrees of Aquarius. Now, this may not affect a lot of people, you know, unless you have planets in Aquarius or Taurus or Leo or Scorpio. Oh my gosh, sorry, I really did work up a sweat. Unless you have planets there, you know, you might not feel this quite as much as those planets or those signs are. Those signs are going to really feel what's about to happen. So let me explain what's about to happen and why I'm sweating like a dog. So the moon right now is at 17 degrees and 20. That means it's almost at that opposition. And when the moon opposes that sun exactly, which is coming up very shortly, probably within the next 2 hours or so, we're going to have a full moon. And it's going to be a full moon in Leo. And that's a very fiery moon. And I feel that. Okay. Now, I'm going to talk, because I always talk about stuff that has to do with me. So I'm going to do it right now before I go any further. But I got to talk about how it affects my life. So, you know, as I'm saying, the sun is at 19 degrees of Aquarius. That is actually inside of my first house. Now, I'm going to tell you something that's really strange. This moon at 17 degrees is exactly square my own moon down in my fourth house at 17 degrees right now. It's also opposing my first house. So yeah, there might be some enemies, haters. I'm still here. Okay. I know you're out there, haters, and I love you anyway. I'm sending lots of love and light to everyone, regardless of the hate. Anyway, I said that because the moon at 17 degrees of Leo is in my seventh house of open enemies. I have no idea where they are. They most likely are hiding. I wouldn't mess with me right now. I just saw a special video about that, and I'm going to talk about it in a moment. But I will tell you how it affected me, because this is happening in the seventh house. So what is the seventh house rule? I said open enemies, yes, but it also rules your marriage partner, and it rules partnerships, business partnerships of all kinds. So I've had an increase of business partnerships and doing different things, you know, in business partnerships. I've also, I think maybe if I have enemies, well, I don't know. I think I might have identified them. I don't know. But I heard from my husband. I actually communicated with the man, well, over email. Hell, the man broke up with me over email. But the fact is, no, it was text. It was a Facebook text. I kid you not. So actually, you know, we're going to get this divorce thing going, which, you know, I had to say something at the end, because going around telling people that it was, I did this. Like he was, like I said, he wasn't good enough or nothing. I had to clarify that, because what I said was I deserve better, and what I did not mean a better husband, better man. I thought I deserve better out of him. I mean, after all, I was already married to the man, right? It was not like I'm talking about leaving the guy. I was saying, get your ish together. So his answer was, you know, what happened. I just don't like the fact that it, you know, maybe there are people who think you know, this was me. It was not me, you guys. I was laid up on the couch after coming out the hospital. It was not me. So I feel like I finally got away. Well, and I have to thank a guy named Dave for actually getting the message to him. Thank somebody for finally helping me to get to this guy. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. You saved my, you know, and we had a decent conversation. It wasn't even that bad. I think we both went the same thing. It just, there was no communication. So thank you. Thank you, intercessor. You worked. And I think that is kind of like what that moon, that partnership thing is about a little bit too. Like it's like, it is enemies, yes, but you could form some really good partnerships, especially if you're like a Sag or an Aries or a Leo right now. Like that's, you know, that could really be good for some of you guys. Or if you are an Aquarius and you don't have too many bad, you know, bad things going on, like myself, I've got Aquarius in the first house. So it was really a good day, I think, in a way, for partnerships. I mean, it's going to lead to probably definitely my divorce, but it's good to get things resolved. And so I think it's that kind of thing. Even if you have to deal with an enemy, I think it'll be that type of thing where hopefully you'll get something resolved, because it's like the culmination of something. And we're coming into brand new cycles. Like the cycles are ending. The old cycles are falling away, and we're going into a whole new everything, okay? And if you are a Leo or, you know, Aquarius, I think you just had your new moon recently. And here Leo's got their culmination moon, their full moon. So it's, you know, there's a lot of changes, and there is relationship issues going on, because we've got this opposition going on in the night sky. So realize that a lot of people may be dealing with relationship issues, not just me. So, and look, it is the week of Valentine's Day. So the next 2 weeks, we're going to be dealing with probably relationship issues, and definitely with the things of Leo. So what does Leo really represent? What is this next 2 weeks really going to bring in for us? Well, Leo is pretty flamboyant. I think me dancing with my blonde hair and orange shirt and bright red lips pretty much tells you a little bit about Leo. I have Mars and Leo at birth, and I also have Mars and Leo by progression. I kid you not. So, you know, Mars is, you know, they're a little in your face. They are dramatic. They're flamboyant. They're out there. I mean, when you think about the people who are going to put on the party hat and, you know, go out there and do their thing, it's probably going to be a Leo. They are stars. They like to shine. They like to, a lot of them are actors. A lot of them are performers. You might see a lot of people showing talents. Children might become an issue, and children may begin showing their talents during the next couple of weeks. I think kids in general are going to be highlighted, but creativity and I think talents of all kinds are going to show up. Some people might be lucky. Leo rules luck. Fifth house is luck. Taking chances, gambling. You know, going out on a limb, I would say with Mars in Sagittarius, although it's probably going to end up, yeah, it is. It's going to make a trine to that Sagittarius probably by tomorrow. So you guys be careful of taking like unnecessary risk. If you don't have to take a risk, why do it? Unnecessary risks are not necessary. That's why they're unnecessary risks, right? So yeah, watch out for that. Just, you know, sometimes people might dare you to do, yeah, I always hate movies like, I double dare you, I dare you to do this. Oh, you're just a wussy. You know, I'm always going to say a wussy or whatever. And I'm like, so I am. I ain't stupid, dumbass. Why go do it and die? It's stupid. I don't know why people fall for that. Anyway, next is Mercury. Mercury is at 7 degrees of Pisces. And you know, the funny thing is that is exactly trine the North Node. So let's think about that. Mercury is our thought. The North Node is what we should be doing. And they're in harmony with each other. Maybe we're going to do what we're supposed to be doing. We're thinking about it, and maybe we're going to actually do it. That's interesting. Now, for me, that's falling in my money house and my work house. So maybe I'm going to be working, and that's going to affect my money. I don't know where it's falling for you. Think about where 7 degrees of Pisces falls in your chart and 7 degrees of Cancer. There's a trine going on, and it's very positive. It's very watery, so it could be a little emotional. I talked very emotional today. And so I'm assuming that some other people may be communicating in an emotional way. Because Mercury's in Pisces. If you're going to communicate about emotions, communicating when Mercury is trying the North Node and they're both watery, like in Pisces and Cancer, this is a time to express emotions. Really, I kid you not. Let those emotions out. Truly. And also, well, it's a little wide. Neptune and Jupiter is kind of wide now. So, but they're still kind of making some kind of a connection. It's still positive between Capricorn planets and those Pisces planets. It really is. So we've got several planets in Capricorn. We've got Jupiter at 15 degrees, Saturn at 25 degrees, and Pluto at 23 degrees. And you heard me say earlier, you know, you better not mess with me, because the South Node is there too. These are all malefic planets. Just saying. And Mars is about to go into Capricorn. That's also a malefic planet. You know, what is that? I always said, what's her name? I always say her, you know what I'm saying, with the movie with the little evil thing with the horns. Maleficent? Malefic. You know what I'm saying, Maleficent. Anyway, that is, I might be Maleficent, like right now, with my little red lips and blonde hair. You never know. I always feel like Maleficent when I wear black hair. That's why I wear blonde hair. I said it to someone. Well, first of all, it pales me out and I look like Michael Jackson with black hair. And I always look browner. Don't I look toned when I wear blonde hair? So it makes me look more tan. That's one of the reasons I do it. But I also do it because it makes me look dark. I've got Pluto on the ascendant and Saturn on the ascendant. These are heavy, 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 heavy. And soon Mars is going to be joining those planets in Capricorn. It's very heavy. Capricorn is heavy anyway. And I'm a double Capricorn, if you can imagine. And I've got Venus there in the first house too. It's just a culmination of crap in my first house. So even if you're looking at me right now and you're saying, this girl is always in my face. She is so always always talking about stuff, always saying something. Who she thinks she is? Well, I think I'm Adrienne Opie. Who you think I am? I told you, don't mess with me. Adrienne Opie right now. No, look. These are, so there is a combination of Capricorn. There's a lot of Capricorn. And Saturn and Pluto are pulling away a little bit. That's kind of good. Thank goodness. Saturn is actually overtaken Pluto, and it is moving toward Aquarius. You know that we are having that change coming up next month, right? Saturn is it's leaving its home of Capricorn and going into the co-ruling home of Aquarius. So it's a major time. I just wrote an article about Pisces season because it's going to be a major, major month next month. So, you know, prepare yourself for that change. I think we're all going to feel that. I'm praying it's going to not feel so heavy, because for me, it could be because I'm a double Capricorn, but I think a lot of people have felt it. Capricorn Saturn is heavy, especially with Pluto there. I felt every inch of this Saturn. So, you know, every moment of it has been harsh, in my opinion. I, like I will never forget the pain I experienced during this time. I mean, total devastation. You know, you think about what's the worst you can experience. Yeah, that. I mean, not the worst. It could be. It could have been worse. I won't even say it into the universe, but it was pretty close. It was pretty bad, and I'm grateful to, in a way, now to Saturn, because it happened in my first house, which opposed the seventh house. What it did was it helped me to secure my confidence in myself. No one can ever do to me what was done to me ever again. It's not that I wasn't strong, but now I'm invincible, if that makes sense. And that's what Saturn and Pluto can do when they're in your first house. They're very serious and they're very heavy, and they make you grow up in a hurry. I had once put a picture up right after, you know, the separation, and I had noted that I aged. My face, I had a baby face all my life. When I say a baby face, I'm talking, I looked in my 20s, maybe, or 30s, in my 40s and 50s. I did. It was just a baby face. But after the marriage, I began to look a little bit older, a little bit sharper, a little bit wiser, and a lot more like don't F with me. And that's what Saturn and Pluto does. Now, when people mess with me, especially men, I just let them know there's the one thing I need to let you know. I'm a be all. I let everyone know that. Know it up front, because I'm not going to take any BS. And that's what Saturn and Pluto in the first house do. If you're Capricorn, you're experiencing this. And I doubt very seriously you're accepting any BS. Now, if you're a Cancer, you could be experiencing this in your seventh house. And that means you're not taking no BS from your partner. Okay, so some of y'all are going through that, Cancer. So this is a very interesting time, I think, for a lot of people, because this is once in a lifetime, maybe. I think it is a once in a lifetime situation. Saturn and Pluto are not going to connect again in our lifetimes. So it's very interesting. Uranus is at 3 degrees of Taurus. It is, you know, forward motion, whatnot. Now it's going forward. And we're going to be feeling that, I believe. But the big thing that I wanted to talk about is Venus at 1 degree of Aries, because Chiron is at 2 degrees of Aries. So they are definitely conjunct each other. And when I think about Venus on Chiron like that, well, Chiron is the wounded healer. It's healing, but it's wounded. And I've said this analogy even to my actual husband, but I said to him, it's like you stab me in the gut, and then each month that you dangle me along and don't divorce me, it's like you're stabbing. Every month it's another stab in the gut again and again. And we're 18 months in now, or something like that. It has to stop. That has to end. I am going to find a way to do or stop the pain with you or without you. And I think he realized, I made a video, and I think he realized I mean business. Because how much of that can you take? And I think with Chiron on Venus, there may be quite a number of people healing their, I won't say romance particularly, or love, but maybe relationships or love or romance or something like that. There's something I believe that might need to be healed, but hadn't been healed. Now it's getting healed. You'll heal it now. I think we really we came to a meeting of the minds. I feel, I hope, and that it'll get accomplished. And I think a lot of people will get over a certain pain or hump with this Venus conjunct Chiron. I really hope so. Okay, well, you guys, this has just been my take on where the planets are in the night sky. I mean, to me, they all tell a story, and that's the story I was feeling. And of course, I always talk about myself when I look at it, but I can see how it'll affect overall a lot of people. The one thing I just want to say to my daughter, Christiana, be careful of what you talk about, because Mercury is going to be opposing your sun. So talk cautiously, my sweet. Jupiter is trying your sun, so that's good, and your moon and Mercury, but still, when Mercury is square your own Mercury and your sun and moon, you want to be very cautious about the things you're writing, the things you're speaking, and the things you talk about, you know, like over the internet or the phone or anything like that. Okay. All right. As a mom, I had to say that. Okay, you guys. So that's where the planets are in the night sky. Okay, so I had several people that I really thought, okay, I'm going to do their charts. I talked with one lady, Laverne Henderson, also known as Lala. I talked to her earlier, and I had told her 5 o'clock. Here it is 7:30. I told her I'm never on time, and this is as close to on time as I can get. And you guys, I need to let you know. Okay, so I don't know how many of you follow me on my personal page, but I was supposed to have my eye procedure, and they dilated the eyes and they took x-rays, they did all kind of stuff, and then they had me go sit out there, but I didn't realize what they were doing was dilating the eyes for the procedure. So ever since that day, my eyes have been like effed up. Excuse me, they've been really messed up. Okay, so now they just keep jumping and they feel weird, and I have to put this weird, like creamy, weird Vaseline stuff in it, and it's just, so sorry. So if my eye jumps or looks weird, just know that's what it is, okay? So the first person, and I'm going to pull it because